Hello, hi, welcome. This is Dr. Ericka. I am coming to you on Thursday night. So excited to be here with you. And today I decided we talked about suicide yesterday. We needed something a little bit lighter today. So today I want to focus on something else that helps your body because as we all talk about, the mind, body, and spirit are connected. So consequently, when our mind and our emotions and spirit function well, they help our body function better. When our body functions better, helps our mind and spirit function better. And it's always a bonus when something can help all of it. So I decided, since this has been the week of hanging out in my kitchen, that we would do a kitchen themed show today. Yay! I'm so excited to be in my kitchen. I don't know what to do with myself. I want to tell you a little story. And the story goes that since we've been in this pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic, I was home. So I was just home working on my businesses. And I don't know about you all, anybody that's been home, I became so spoiled by having everything at home around me and just being able to manage being at home. And apparently my cell phone's doing something funky, so we got to take care of that. So I just wanted to make sure that I wanted to share with you some tips because I spent a lot of time in my kitchen during this whole thing. And apparently my setup's doing something wonky, but you know. We can make it work. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of editing to do. So the short version is that, and I just give up. Stuff is wonky today. It is possessed. But the short version is when COVID started, I was home. So I spent a lot of time in this kitchen. And when I decided that I was going to do my best to come out of this better than I started, that part of that was being very mindful of what I was eating and paying more attention to eating. And also, since I don't know about you all, I used to eat out quite a bit. I love, just as much as I love to cook, I love eating out because my busy lifestyle and I was traveling so much. I didn't cook as much at home at that time because I would be home for such short periods, like 2 days, that I wouldn't keep a fully stocked fridge. And one of the things I learned, my mother was good for cooking. My mom, when I was younger, we used to have to beg to try to get a TV dinner. So my mom cooked a lot. So I grew up on fresh food. And so when I was no longer going out to eat it, I had to cook it myself. So hence lots and lots of kitchen time. So welcome. Again, I am your host, Dr. Ericka, double board certified and Harvard trained psychiatrist and international speaker. I'm on a mission to help women feel seen, valued, and whole on their own terms. But today, it doesn't matter your gender. I'm just here to help you get through all of this craziness with your sanity intact. And I'm here through speaking and also through, I do have a telepsychiatry practice to help people just be able to be in the best place to function, because I think everyone deserves to not just survive, but to actually thrive. So a couple of housekeeping tips. One is, please, if you know anybody that needs this, please tag them. The next thing, if you know anybody needs this, please share this, okay? And also, if you're watching it later, no worries, just a hashtag replay in the costume. In the costumes, in the comments. I don't know about you all. I decided I was going to have to actually get some rest this weekend because I've been tongue-tied. And I typically get tongue-tied when I'm a little tired. But thank you so much. So let's go ahead and get to it. So today, we are talking about 3 kitchen hacks to fuel your body and mind. And the reason we're fueling our body and mind is so that we function better. And number one, we want to be at our best mood. We want to be thinking clearly. The more clear we are, the better our decisions are. And we want to be able to have meaningful relationships. And we also want our body to do well. We don't want to be saddled or dealing with illness. And especially in this time of a pandemic, we want our health and our immune system to be at its highest peak so that hopefully we're able to stay well during this. So let's go ahead and get this started because you've been waiting long enough. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing is a leafy greens hack. You might be like, Dr. Ericka, what's the leafy greens hack? So I like this one, but the higher we get, the more excited I'm gonna get because those are like my actually favorites. So this one, actually, I had never thought of this until Dr. Lauren, if you don't follow her, she's great. Dr. Lauren, she's the culinary doctor, phenomenal. And I was watching one of her live streams, and she was talking about putting paper towels in the bowl, like the bottom of the bowl, with her lettuce. And then I looked it up, and it talked about you can make your greens last longer by putting some paper towels around the sides and the bottom of the bowl and on top, because it soaks up the extra moisture. Because I don't know about you all, I make these salads ahead of time, and like a couple of days later, the greens are still good, but there's this moisture, and some of them are moist, and it drives me nuts. So this is a way to make your leafy greens last longer. Now, why, you might say, hey, Dr. Ericka, why are you thinking about these leafy greens? Well, leafy greens, now this is when I gotta take, I'm just having technical difficulties today. So instead of tea, I have cucumber infused water in a fancy glass before I start coughing. I don't have COVID, I promise. So leafy greens are important. Now you might say, what are leafy greens? So what we're going to talk about now primarily are kale, spinach, arugula, and chard. And also like collard greens too count. But the thing about leafy greens is they support brain health and they slow cognitive decline. What does that mean? It helps with senility. And they think it helps some with dementia. So who wants to think clearer? Who wants to be more alert? Who wants their brain to be healthy? I do. So I'm going to eat my leafy greens. I'm going to eat my leafy veggies. Like spinach has vitamins B, E, K, folate, and L-tyrosine, and can help with memory and mental focus. Who doesn't want some of that? Arugula is high in vitamin B. Chard, and my dad is on here. I introduced him to chard. I love chard. And it's high in A, C, E, K, and helps guard against inflammation in the brain. So who doesn't want all this stuff? So the first thing is one of the things I know that happens to a lot of us. I know it happens to me. Let me know if this happens to you too. Where one of the issues with buying all this fresh food is it doesn't keep as long. So then you end up throwing food out because it doesn't stay good. So that's one of the reasons I wanted this hack in here, because leafy greens are kind of like a superpower of food. So a superfood. And you know what? You can have them stay longer. So then you're not either rushing through them or mad because you bought some stuff, you decide to eat something else, and then they went bad. Are you ready for number 2? Should we get to number 2? I have something that is beeping and it's driving me nuts. But we're going to make it through because somehow, oh, you know what? Because my phone is not, it wasn't closed, so it was still beeping. All right, let's get going. So number 2 is the asparagus hack. Now, this is actually one of my personal favorites. I have to give credit to Mo, because I was sitting talking to Mo, complaining about, I don't know what happened to asparagus lately. I feel like asparagus does not last long lately at all. I buy asparagus every week. And a couple days later, the tops are starting to get soft, and then I'm cutting them off. He's like, cut out the bottom and put it in water. Guess what I did? I do this one all the time now. So you just take it and you bend it so it breaks it naturally at the bottom. And then I use a container. I have one of those plastic containers that's shaped like this and tall. And I put some water in the bottom and stick them in there. Those suckers can last over a week, and they are crispy and as fresh as the day you bought them. I love asparagus, but sometimes I just can't eat it all at one time. I live alone, so for the people out there that live alone, especially, sometimes you buy this stuff, but you can't eat it all in one sitting because you're not cooking for so many people. So I want to say, now you can make your asparagus last. And asparagus has folate in it. So that's great for depression and anxiety. So see, we are treating our mental health with our food. So some of my friends will probably be excited if Dr. Monique catches this, and she might like me talking about this. But I just wanted to tell you that one because that's one of my personal favorites, because it has revolutionized my asparagus life. And right now, asparagus is actually pretty inexpensive. So it's a great way to make it last. So you might say, Dr. Ericka, what is number 3? Number 3 is a meal prep hack. this is not specifically because this particular vegetable or fruit makes you better. This is because a lot of times as people shift to healthy eating, one of the ways to make it efficiently is to do some meal prep. And I know for a lot of people, when they think of meal prep, you think of all those millions of containers with the same thing in them. I know I've seen them. I've seen people do it. I've seen it online where they have like a zillion containers in it, like has a chicken breast, a sweet potato, asparagus or spinach, salmon, and a sweet potato or brown rice. It's the same thing. And I don't know about you. Sometimes when I'm shopping, I might not know exactly what I want to eat the entire week. So my meal prep hack is, instead of prepping the entire meal, is I prep ingredients so that when I decide what I want, I can just toss it in there. So that includes like cutting up the onions or cutting up the veggies and prepping them, so that if I want an omelet, I mix the egg, toss everything in there. If I decide I'm going to make a stir fry, it's done. Stick it in the pot, wok, and do whatever to it. If I decide I want to have some type of pasta or something like that, I take the veggies, toss them in there, and mix them. So the great thing is it makes a lot of things easily available, and it cuts down on the cooking time, the actual prep time, but you don't have to commit. Because I know for me, I can have a handful of ingredients and make multiple things. So sometimes I'm in the mood for cauliflower fried rice. Sometimes I'm in the mood for something else. But I can remix everything and make it what I want without having to start from scratch every meal. But I don't have to commit to eating something all week. And I don't know about you, I might have commitment issues when it comes to food and jobs, unless I'm working for myself. I got really good commitment for working for me, but commitment to jobs for working to other people and food, unless it's my favorite sushi restaurant, very committed to it. So those are the 3 hacks I have for you today. I wanted to share those. Again, if you know anybody that needs this, please tag them. If you know anybody that needs this, please share, and please feel free to comment. Let me know how you're doing. I just wanted to do something to help us stay healthy during this pandemic, because I know I talked to you before when we were in this kitchen about some new things. And you know how I was thinking of, I was like, there's one more thing I used that I can't remember what I used during the pandemic. Guess what it was? It was my Instant Pot. I hadn't used my Instant Pot. So I finally had used it, even though it hasn't been getting a lot of love because I use my air fryer multiple times a day, like even in the morning before I go to work. So I'm excited about the air fryer. I'm still so excited about the asparagus. But I just wanted to give some things to you so that you'd have some tools so that you can work on eating healthy and fueling your mind and your body, so that you're in the best place to treat your body well. You know, all of us, our body is a temple. We only get one of it. We want to live not only as long as we can, but as healthy as we can, because as we have more years on us, because I know I'm not 21 anymore, I want those quality of every year to be phenomenal. And I want to be as mentally sharp. I want to be physically sharp. I don't want to be distracted because I have pain or my blood pressure is a mess. So these are some basic things we can do that help you get some really good nutrients in, that are going to help you have good cognition and help your mood, and also help your body. So let me quickly recap the hacks that I'm going to set you free. So the first one is the leafy greens hack. That is using like spinach, chard, kale, greens, all that stuff, arugula, and line your bowl with paper towels and put paper towel on top to help absorb the moisture to make them last longer. And those have all kinds of great nutrients. The second one was the asparagus hack, where you either cut off or break off the bottoms and you stick it in the bottoms in water, and then you can just stick it in the fridge and keep on about your business. Helps your asparagus last a long time, which is some super great stuff. Who doesn't want some asparagus in their life and doesn't want their asparagus to go bad? Oh, and Dad says chard for salad sandwich for green veggies with chicken fingers. Why'd you say chicken fingers, Dad? Really? Chicken fingers? And the third one was the meal prep hack, which is, instead of prepping the entire meal and then sectioning out the meal, is just to prep the ingredients, and then you can remix them and use them to make multiple things, so that you have them available if you're someone like me that doesn't necessarily know on Sunday what I want to eat for the whole week. You pick a few things that are kind of related, You cut up the ingredients and then you can do whatever you want with them. Because I know for me, I can use the same vegetables for a stir fry and end up using things like sesame oil and sesame seeds and liquid aminos, or I could use those same ingredients and toss rosemary and other things on them and have it more like Italian. And then I can sometimes toss in a little bit of brown rice pasta, and then it's a pasta with veggie sticks. But there's so many options that I just want you to have all of them available. So you might say, hey, Dr. Ericka, what do I do next? Well, again, I'm Dr. Ericka, double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I'm on a mission to help women feel seen, valued, and whole, but doesn't matter your gender today. I'm just here to help you get through all of this craziness with your sanity intact, and I want to help you prioritize taking care of your mind and your body. So I do have a book. It's called Fix Your Fairy Tale, Woman's Guide to a Great Life, Love, and Legacy. It's a great read right now while you're kind of chilling out or we can't quite go as many places. I highly recommend it, not just because I wrote it, but it has real life practical tips on how to really take your life to the next level. And especially as women, it's very easy to get stressed out or just not feel good enough, especially how society has taught us about what we're supposed to have at what time. So this also, the topic relates to, there are some things in there that actually relate to overall wellness, because you know what? One of the things as women, none of us want to be really overweight. We want to be keeping our sexy all the time. So to make sure we have the best minds and the best bodies. So you can find that at fixyourfairytalebook.com. That is fixyourfairytalebook.com. Now, if you're at a point where a book just isn't enough, or some live streams or a little bit of Oprah or Deepak isn't enough, and you're just feeling really stressed, or you notice that you're super irritable and you feel like no matter what you do, you can't do anything right, or you feel like everyone is getting on your absolute last nerve, or you feel like you can't get out of bed, or everything just feels like too much, or you feel so sad, you feel like crying all the time, or you're so nervous, you feel like you can't function because all you do is worry, then I do have an adult telepsych practice. So it's 18 and over. It's extremely private. It's extremely customized. It's cash-based so that it can be customized and I can spend more time with you. And my personal mantra is minimal medication for maximum effect. So I just want to make sure that I do my part to help people live life on their own terms, feel whole, and feel emotionally comfortable and able to truly embrace and enjoy love and joy. So if you're interested in that, or just need a little mental health checkup, or you feel like someone else you know needs it, you can share this information. Let's do it. So you can find me at askdrgoodwin.com. That's askdrgoodwin.com. You can get a free 15-minute consultation over there. Right now I'm focusing on Georgia, Missouri, Tennessee, Massachusetts, Texas, California. I think that's it for the moment. But if you're anywhere else, we might be able to work something out. But just go ahead and come over and check me out. I appreciate it. So I want to give you your usual homework, your prescription. Please call at least one person and tell them that you love them. They deserve it, and so do you. I just want to say good night. As I said before, I'm taking Fridays off for a while. Need to recharge a little bit, but make sure I bring the best to you with my cucumber water. I don't know why I'm so thirsty today, but I just want to say have a great evening. Thanks again for joining me. I feel all of the love. Thanks for coming, Dr. Lakeisha. Great to see you. Thanks for hopping on, Dad. Thanks everyone else for hopping on. I just want to send love out to you and tell you, please hold on to hope. Hope is so powerful. Hold on to hope and hold on to grace. All right, so good night.